In the last video I made, I talked about how I speculated on this $1 card, and then a week later was able to turn around and sell them for $9 a piece. This video, I had another card that I wanted to speculate on and share, and I think has plenty of room to grow. But first, before I get to that, it's mail day. And I got the rest of my order in. You can see where I paid 96 cents for each copies of this. And so I wanted to go ahead and open these here. But yeah, the infantry shield speculation worked out much better than I thought. I knew that based on similar cards, there was no way that this should be less than $1. And so I grabbed another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then double check here. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Yeah. Looks good. So now that's another 20 in addition to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 36 more left to sell. I've already sold about 8 or so. So yeah, not bad from a $45 investment of what I paid originally, give or take. I think I may have kept 1 or 2 out for a deck or something. But yeah, those are the infantry shields. That's what I paid for them, and I think it was a great purchase. I mean, good grief, 9 extra money, right? But the other card that I kind of went deep on this one was Nature's Rhythm. And this is the one to where you can search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. And so there's several cards that are similar to this in Magic. The first one I want to talk about is Natural Order, because that is one that was recently put on the Game Changers list. So before, if you were playing Natural Order in your deck, well, in bracket 3 now, suddenly that counts against one of your Game Changers. So it's definitely the most powerful version. It's only 4 mana. You sacrifice something like a Land of War Elves or something, and you can grab Craterhoof Behemoth or whatever you have in your deck as a finisher. That card's like $11, $12, which is funny because if you do want to run that card in your deck as a game changer and you don't care about it being in English, I recommend getting the Strixhaven Mystical Archive, the Japanese language version. You can find it on TCG Player for like $5, $6. It's half off, the exact same card in English. And I don't know, I get people wanting to be able to read their cards, but I think as long as you know what the card does, then you can run the Japanese version in it, and it'll be fine. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. If you do want Natural Order and you don't want to pay double digits for it, get the Japanese Mystical Archive. It's the best value you're going to get. Now, as far as other deck searching effects, the thing that Nature's Rhythm compares pretty favorably to is Green Sun Zenith. You know, this is 2 green and X. Search your deck for any creature by X or less, put on the battlefield, and shuffle. Green Sun Zenith is that, but it shaves off a mana. It is 1 green and X. And you can search your deck for any creature, but it has to be a green creature with Green Sun Zenith. Put on the battlefield, and then you shuffle it into you shuffle the Green Sun Zenith into your library, so you can maybe draw it again and recast it later. But that's not really what people are playing the card for the shuffle effect. They want to shuffle because it's a very easy way to search your deck for a card and put it into play. And that card was $10 up until recently, but then as of like last December, it shot up in price to $35, $40. So again, card, search your deck for any green creature for 1 green and X. It's like $35, $40. This one, search your deck for any creature, any color, and it's X and 2 green, and it's like $2, $3. that doesn't make sense to me. Now I feel this one has a lot of room to grow, and we haven't even gotten to the fact that it has Harmonize on it, which lets you recast. It's basically a flashback for a spell, and you can reduce the cost in colorless mana by tapping a creature, and it reduces by equal to that creature's power. So I think that's awesome, is that you can, pay X and 2 to get something out of your deck. Let's say you pay X is 5 and you get something with 5 power. Although in green, the way things are going, you could pay X is 5 and grab something with 7 or 8 power, because green tends to have bigger powered creatures. And then next turn, you can tap that 7 or 8 powered creature for X is 7 and then pay 4, and then you grab something that with a 7 mana value and put it into play. And you're only spending 4 mana to do that and tapping the big guy you just got. So I think Nature's Rhythm really gives you a 1-2 punch of first you get a big guy, and then you get a bigger guy and pay less for it. So to me, the second the Harmonize for Nature's Rhythm, you're paying 4 green to grab something. It sort of feels like the back end is a natural order. Only instead of sacrificing the creature to get something out of your deck for 4 mana, you're tapping a creature and paying 4 mana to get some huge thing out of your deck. But then you're not down a creature. You have both of them to attack with the next turn. So I think Nature's Rhythm is really undervalued based on all those factors. Other cards that do something similar, Court of Calling. Court of Calling, it's not as expensive as it used to be. Court of Calling was another card that used to be, probably about 10, 12 years ago. It was like a $30 card until it got the reprint in the core set 2015. And then the price dropped, and it never really recovered after that. It's always been a less than $10 card. That one's, again, similar to Nature's Rhythm in that it is 3 green and X. It's an instant, so you're paying extra for the whole benefit of being able to do it, surprise your opponent with it. And you can convoke it. So, you can reduce the cost, similar to Harmonize, only instead of reducing it by tapping one big creature, you reduce the cost for Court of Calling by tapping several smaller creatures to help pay for the cost of the card. So if you have enough creatures, it could be potentially a free spell, just tapping down your board to get something, putting it into play. So I like Court of Calling. I think Court of Calling is a fine card. I just think that if that can be a $5 or $6 card, then Nature's Rhythm should not be a $2 or $3 card, which is where it is sitting at currently. Another one is Finale of Devastation. Now this one's not quite analogous in Nature's Rhythm. For one thing, Finale of Devastation is a mythic rare, whereas all the other ones we talked about are just regular rare. So Finale of Devastation is hard to get. It's not surprising it would command a higher price tag, because it's like a $25, $30 card. But Finale of Devastation, that's another one where you're searching your library or your graveyard for any creature with mana value X or less, and so you're paying 2 green and X, same as Nature's Rhythm. And if X is 9 or less, these cards are pretty much the same. It's sorcery speed, it's 2 green X, you get a creature out. The Finale of Devastation gives you the added utility of being able to get something from your graveyard rather than your deck. But if you don't care about the graveyard reanimation, you're fine. And honestly, there's better ways to reanimate things than Finale of Devastation. The main utility is being able to search your deck for something. But if X is 10 or greater, then all your creatures get +X and gain haste. So Finale of Devastation can be a win condition with enough mana, which is, this is not that. And that's why Finale of Devastation is a mythic and this is not. But barring that best case scenario, if you've got the 10, you've got the 12 plus mana to sink into Finale of Devastation to buff your whole team and overrun everything, then you're good to go. But I think you could just as easily, play this for 7, with X being 5, grab a creature with 8 power, and then on your next turn, you can tap that 8-powered creature that you pulled from your deck, pay 4 green, you again use it just like a natural order and grab out of your deck a Craterhoof Behemoth, and then you're doing that instead of with the whole Finale of Devastation thing, and it's costing you less mana to do it. I mean, you're still spending, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're still spending like 11 mana to do that. But that's still less mana than you'd have to spend to get Finale of Devastation's ultimate effect. It's taking over the course of 2 turns, so you're splitting it up. You're doing it, 7-1 for the next turn. But I think that Nature's Rhythm, given what similar cards are going for, Finale of Devastation being like $20-$30, and Green Sun Zenith also being around $30, $35, I think that Nature's Rhythm is really undervalued at $2 to $3. And when I was getting these, you could buy a bunch of them for individual sellers at $2.50, $3 range. But now the lowest I'm seeing listed for people who have like more than 4 available for purchase, they're already up to like $4.50 each. If you want to get them, you can still find some people selling 1 copy for $2.50, $3, but it is starting to trend up slightly higher. I don't know how long this will take. This is in the main set, and Dragonstorm's really popular. Main set cards are going to be more widely available than, say, something like Infantry Shield, which is only in the commander decks. So those are just not going to be opened as much. You can also get the commander cards in collector boosters in the extended art border, but even with that, they're still not going to be as prevalent as cards from the main set, and a lot of this set is being opened. So it may be a while before these like really go up in value, but I can't see this staying a $2 or $3, $4 card for very long, especially given the pedigree of some of the other ones. And like Court of Calling, it's sitting at around $5-$6, but it's also a older card, and it's had several reprints. It got the reprint in the Ravnica Remastered. It's gotten a reprint in Double Masters, so it's had its fair share of reprints. So I think that there's a lot of copies out on the market, and I think just as new cards are printed, it's going to push some of those older cards to the wayside. So I don't necessarily expect Court of Calling to shoot up and be $30 again like it was before it got its reprint in Core 2015. But that's about where I am right now. I think Nature's Rhythm is one to watch. I think I would try to get a position on them now and just wait, because I think eventually new sets are going to come out. People are going to focus on Final Fantasy. They're going to focus on the next big set. And then I think that the demand for Nature's Rhythm is only going to go up as time goes on. Especially if people are looking to take out game changers like Natural Order and they want to replace it with something, and they don't want to pay, $35 for Green Sun Zenith or Finale of Devastation. They might just want to go for Nature's Rhythm, and so I think it'd be a good one to sit on and just wait for the price to climb. But that's really all I have. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll have another video out later talking about more thoughts on Magic. Appreciate it. Bye.